Do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and my beautiful bride.
This is Dee.
We're the authors of the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. We also are honored to be the host of the TED Talk that many people are saying are saving their marriage. How to never, ever argue again in marriage. We've been married 40 years, haven't had an argument in 38 years. And this TED Talk tells us how we did it, or how we do it. Not did it, we still do it. We don't agree all the time. We have very, very different opinions on things, but we don't argue because we got a system.
He's always right.
I wish that were true. You would say, could you say that tomorrow when I say something about what I want to do? Would you remind, I'm going to remind you that you say I'm always right.
Yes, dear.
And you go along with it? Is that what you're going to say?
I'm considering it.
Anyway, Linda Kazera, y'all are from Pinch, West Virginia. Okay, there's a watching from home in Pinch, West Virginia. I didn't know it was.
What's
Pinch.
the weather there?
It's cold
chilly
there.
here.
Cold there like it is here, I'm sure. Chilly. Anyway, but I just got in from yoga, and I do a Monday night yoga class when I'm in town, and my teacher said I was so improved. So anyway,
that is so wonderful,
yeah.
Sweetheart.
We want to.
You're so improved, I'm going to invite you to do yoga with me.
Never. Let me tell you what I tell her, folks, privately, publicly. If I'm in a class with her for yoga, I'm in the wrong class. Okay, I'm in the wrong class. She's a yoga expert. I'm a beginner.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are. Oh, yeah, you are. Standing on your head and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, good evening to all the people joining in, wherever you're joining in from. So glad to have you. We are grateful that we're able to continue to do this show, and seems to be having an impact. Or people are saying, I watch you. We were at a church the other day, and somebody said, we watch you. We watch you. So hello from Maryland. Good evening from West Virginia. Donald is calling in from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, how's the weather there?
Yeah, how's the weather in Dallas? I think it's.
I need 70 degrees.
You need 70. There's 70 in Florida. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Let's get going. Today's show is first of all, we encourage people. He said it's nice in Dallas. That's good. So we encourage people to send in 53 degrees right now. Well, we're about 48 degrees. Yeah. Anyway, but it's 78 degrees today. Okay, cool. Now, listen, we encourage people.
That's gardening weather. To
send us an email with your issues, your situations, your circumstances that need some help. And this is one that came in.
Well, you don't just have to send it. It's something that you can actually talk about, because we encounter people, or this one was a result of a phone conversation.
Linda Kazera said, my dad always said he was not always right, but never wrong. That's D, okay? Anyway, so lady asked that the gentleman she's dating has been married, was it 3 times or 4 times?
I think this was 4.
4 times. 4 times. And the question was, should she consider marrying him or not? And so we realized this is something we got to talk about. And is how many, what's the name of this? How many I do's are too many? How many I do's? How many I do's are too many? Yeah, how many I do's are too many?
So what does that mean? Would you marry someone who had been married 2 times, 3 times, 4 times?
Thank you. Donald said he enjoys me every morning on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. Thank you. For those who...
sometimes I think that you should say, here, you can find me other places, not necessarily us, but you can find him some other places.
You can hear me on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell across America every morning at 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central Time with Wake Up and Win with Dr. Willie Jolley. You can also find that same message every single day an email. If you're on my email list, you just get it free sent to
So
you.
how do
Go
you
to
get on the email list?
wjwow.com to sign up for the newsletter or the daily email. WJWOW, WOW, and you can sign up. You can also hear me every week on Sirius XM, channel 141 at 4 o'clock Eastern on Saturdays and 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I bring on the best and brightest thought leaders on wealth creation, on self-help, and on leadership development.
And I
growth.
listen to his podcast while I'm at the gym.
That's the other place you can hear
excellent.
me. You can,
and you know what? It's all free.
Yeah.
So now let's go to
you mentioned podcast, and you can hear me on the Willie Jolly Wealthy Ways podcast on all platforms. Okay.
Wherever you listen to podcasts.
There you go. Okay, now let's get to this question. How many I do's is too many? And thank you. He will be ordering 2 books. Thank you. I actually have It Only Takes a Minute, Change Your Life, Setbacks Set Up for a Comeback, Turn Setbacks into Greenbacks, An Attitude of Excellence, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And our new book, which is only available on my exclusive website, is Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better. Okay, now let's get to this issue, because I wonder how many I do's is too many. So I had a lady.
I think you really have to unpack that. So go.
Yeah, I had a lady who is an educator, who's a speaker. I help speakers grow their speaking business, and we have a website for that. It's youcanspeaknow.com for people who want to be a speaker. And so she called me and said, I want to be a speaker.
Some people just really want to improve their communication skills.
Well, that's not what I do.
In terms of how to tell a story.
No,
so that's not you?
No, I don't do that. I don't teach.
Sorry. Okay.
I coach people on that. I have some coaching clients who say, I want you to help me with my speech, but I don't do that online. We have an online program, youcanspeaknow.com. If you want to be a speaker and want to get started.
That's the entry level.
Yeah, speaker basics.
All right.
Now, so the lady calls, and she gets to me via a radio show, a radio owner who I've been on his station many times. And he calls and says, there's this lady who really wants to talk to you. And so I call him back, and she is on the phone. She gets on the phone.
Okay.
And we started to chat, and I said, well, tell me about yourself. She's an educator. She's a PhD, da-da-da. And then I Google her, and I'm looking at it, I see she has a ministry with her husband. And so I said, well, tell me, you're in ministry? And she said, well, yes. I said, it says you're here with your husband. She said, oh, that's an old story. I need to take that down. My husband and I are divorced. I said, really? She said, yeah. And I was his 4th wife. I said, oh. And she said, now he's divorced and married his 5th one. I said, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And she said, here's what he said to me. It's not me. It's not you. It's me. I'm leaving. I'm blowing up this marriage because it's not you. It's me. I said, well, let me tell you something.
That's an excuse.
I said, he's used that before. Okay. He's used that line before. It worked for the first and the second and the third. So he figured he'd use it for you too. I said, she said, I should have not married him with those other 3 marriages, but he was charming, and he said this was going to be the one forever. And that makes me
He's a minister?
Well, they were in a ministry. He wasn't a pastor.
Oh. Okay.
So when this topic came up to our attention, it reminded me of her story. And I said, we should discuss with people is how many I do's is too many I do's for you to be the next one.
I think it's complicated.
Now, my assistant, as we were talking, our VP of marketing, when we were talking about this today, she asked me, well, what would have happened if Dee had been married 3 times before? I said, I still married her.
But that's how. But you know me, and my response was, I'm different now than
you said. A great line. You said you're different. The person you married you broke up with is not saying the person you married, and each time you go through this, you're different.
Right. So.
But I would have married you. I would have married.
But I'm saying I was a different person when we met than when I was married the first time.
Yes.
How I grew and changed.
Yes.
So I believe every time you go through this, you wouldn't know because you only been married one time, that it changes you in some way because you want, I would think you would want to adjust to your partner. You care enough to want to make it work by investing.
But I also
time and
think,
energy.
okay, yes, but I also think once you've been through the trauma of divorce, it's easier the next time.
Well,
Now,
it wasn't for me.
No, we haven't.
Because
It's not easy for you because divorce is not on our plate.
No. I'm talking about the first time I was
Oh, no,
married.
no,
when
no,
I got
no.
divorced.
It
Wasn't easy.
No.
to get married the second time.
No, I didn't say married the second time. Getting divorced the second time is easier. So
okay.
Once you've been through divorce and that trauma, the next time you want to do divorce is easier than the first time. You're kind of used to it. And you have some, she does.
Of course, I have some
research. And,
okay.
And then I'm a circle around after your research.
All right.
Go ahead.
To your point about that, the research shows, and this comes out of Chicago Journal, that remarriages dissolve more readily than a single marriage because it becomes easier. It says classic and contemporary research shows marriages carry a higher risk of breakup than first marriages.
Second marriage.
I'm sorry. Remarriages, I'm sorry, carry a higher risk. Oops, here's the research actually here. Due to the incomplete institutionalization of remarriage after divorce. That's too complicated. Persons who are remarried after divorce and have children from previous marriages face problems unlike those encountered in first marriages. So there's like additional people and scenarios that enter into it.
So there's some more research you got though. Go back to she got a lot of research about this.
No,
go ahead. I want, because I got to get to my point, but I got to get you through yours first.
Okay, remarriage is more common today than it was, let's say, 20 years ago. Remarriage is more common. Okay, and that comes from the Pew Research, which talks about that. It says about 1/4 of currently married U.S. adults have been married before.
1/4?
A quarter.
Wow.
Which is like, what, 25%, right?
Yeah.
Have been married before. And roughly 2/3 of divorced Americans eventually remarry. So a quarter married again. And 2/3 of those who divorced will eventually remarry.
Wow.
Okay.
And some of them multiple times. That's what we're getting into.
And then, okay, next, the older you are when you marry, and in this case, they're saying mid-20s and beyond, the less likely you are to divorce.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
So the answer to this question, should the person that I do, some of it depends on your age and stage.
Yes.
Okay. Keep going. Okay.
Well, by stage, you mean, okay, let's get to the challenges. Step families, that's what they call. Step families face unique stressors that can strain relationships. Okay, this comes from Science and Research Science Direct. Evidence reviews find that parenting, step parenting dynamics, and boundary ambiguity and ex-partner issues can depress marital quality and ruin relationships. Because what I say, you're not just marrying that person. You really are, when you marry everybody.
Right.
So if you divorced and you have kids, and let's say if you divorced, so you've got an ex-partner with children, you married all of them because everybody got to communicate.
Right. Okay, keep going. I got to get to my point.
Okay,
I want to make sure we don't run out of time.
Okay. Interesting point here. Employment and money dynamics still matter. For couples married in recent decades, husbands' non-employment, not working full time, is a predictor of divorce.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Even when the wife, even though wives' employment is not a focus, even when wives' employment is not. Let's do that again.
Mm-hmm.
For couples married in recent decades, husbands' unemployment, which is not working full time, is a robust predictor of divorce.
Mm.
But the wife's employment is not a factor.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting?
Wow.
So economic stress is a risk factor that they call this recoupled couples should address head on.
Mm.
And this is a Harvard University study.
Mm.
You know, I think that's something that people don't really talk about, that the finances play an important role.
Right.
So if you're coming together, you've already been married, you don't know if the person is paying alimony, child support, paying for education, higher education. All of those things can strain the relationship.
Wow.
Or destroy it.
Okay.
Okay. And of course, we know the concept of the great divorce.
Divorce, right?
And so,
but we've done a number of shows on great divorce. No, we don't know. Let's not assume everybody knows what a great divorce is. Great divorce is people who've been married over 25 years, I believe it is, but they're in their 50s, 60s, or 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the great divorce is rising. And divorce among adults who are 50 plus has roughly doubled since 1990.
Wow.
Now, it doesn't say why.
Okay.
It says later life divorces increasingly involve long unions and remarriages. With shorter median durations of remarriage. Oh, wow. So in other words, later life divorces increasingly involve remarriages and reunions. Isn't that complicated? Oh my God, it gets more complicated. They stay together for a shorter period of time. So you can get to marriages 4 marriages, 5 marriages, because she's like, okay, I got married. This thing didn't work. Let me get out. So it becomes easier as you continue to do it. Wow. Okay. And lastly, health and well-being after divorce versus remarriage. They say this is nuanced. Divorce is linked to poor physical and mental health. How about that?
Wow.
Isn't that interesting? On average. But remarriage tends to reduce depression and improve self-rated health compared to staying in an unfavorable relationship.
That's a positive. That's a positive statistic. Now, I'm glad you ended with a positive because I want to give a positive perspective to the person who wonders whether they should marry this person who has been married 4 times, and this would make number 5.
What are you going to say? It depends.
I would say that I'm an optimist.
In other words, it depends.
Well, no, I'd say I'm an optimist. And I believe, I'm not going to say it depends. I'm going to say I'm an optimist. And I believe that marriage or the next marriage could be the one. Now, why would I say that?
Yeah, why would you say that?
Because my grandmother was married 5 times. My grandmother was married 5 times. And it was the 5th one that took. The 5th one was took.
We have a lot of drama in our family.
Yeah, the 5th one took. And, and they had a long marriage until his death. and she never remarried. She said, I found the love of my life. It took her 5
wonderful.
times. My brother-in-law was married 4 times. This is his 4th marriage.
They've been married 30
and they've been, and years. This 4th one took, and he loves her. He would walk over, as I say, he would crawl over broken glass for her. They've been married more than 32 years. It's almost 35. I think they celebrate 35.
Okay.
35 years. Okay. And so she is his perfect compliment to him.
Yes.
So imagine if she had said, I'm not going to marry him because he's been married 3 times before. And they would have missed out on it. So that's why I'm saying I'm an optimist. I would say to the person.
It's so individualized.
Well, I'd say to the person who is dealing with this, and we're as we say, you can send us your issues, situations, circumstances, problem in an email at info@williejolly.com, info@williejolly.com, and we'll address it. Let's see, Donald, I think it's Glover, but I believe it's best to wait on the Lord the second time because it's so hurtful. You're right. I would pray about it. Absolutely, Donald. I would make God an equal part of this marriage. So here's what I would do. Everybody who gets married again needs this book. You need 2 copies, 2 copies, 2 copies, 1 for each of you, because there's something that happened in that first one that was not right, but whether it was you or them. And those who are married 3, 4, 5 times, there's something that keeps happening. You need to fix that problem, and it's in this book. Now, what we say in the book, number 1, friends first. This person should not just marry them because they look good, they got a fancy car, boom, boom, bam, bam. No, you marry because you love them as a friend. Number 2, make God an equal part of your marriage. Chapter number 2. God got to be an equal part of the marriage. And number 3 is you must decide that marriage, you're going to stay married. Okay. You must decide. Chapter number 3, decide to make it last. This is a decision. Greg Kazera says right here. Thank you, Greg. He said, if they follow your book, they could probably avoid the problem. Boom. Thank you. You said it. And I'm telling you, get the book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. Get 2 copies. If they follow the principles, the strategies, the sequence, it worked. Number 1, friends first. Number 2, make God an equal part of your marriage. Number 3 is you decide to make it last. Number 4, you talk about everything. You get it out. You don't hold back stuff. You don't have agendas.
But you have to learn how to do that.
And number 5, leave the drama with your mama. Go ahead.
Learning how to communicate. We say that a lot.
Well, how you learning that you get the book.
To break it down because you have to learn. Because you are talking does not mean you are communicating.
That's right. And even when you're not talking, there's communication.
There is body. Like I'm touching.
She's touching me now. Ooh. I love
there
it.
Is.
Oh, she turned. Excuse me, folks. We got to leave.
There is the body language. There is how you say. There is, I want to tell you, but I don't quite have the words. So you need to raise questions.
Speaking of body language,
What?
I thought it's so cute.
What?
We went yesterday to City of Praise Family Ministries.
City of Praise, yes, Family Ministries.
Bishop Joel and Pastor Yolanda Peoples. And they just have a love fest all the time. But after each commentary between the 2 of them, they kiss each other. You notice that? They give each other a kiss. And then he said, baby girl, talk to me about tell daddy. He said, and in the middle of the sermon, he said, I want to leave right now, take her home because she looks so good. I love that kind of I
was going to say banter.
Banter, that love that is so clear, and they're not ashamed to share it. Okay, right. So let me say this, and thank you.
That they're caring and loving to each other, and they show it.
Donald said he's been married for 15 years and communication is key. So many people are joining all over the world. People are joining. Thank y'all for joining. We only got a few more minutes, but to the person who was concerned about this issue, should you marry this person been married 4 times? Let me say what I recommend. Number 1, express openly to that person your concern. Hey, I'm concerned. You've been married 4 times. Let's talk about it. And let's talk about what we learned from it. Next, pray about it. Y'all got to pray about it. You got to pray about it. And I hope you
How are you equally?
That was where I hope you're equally yoked.
So what does that mean?
What that means?
The same values.
So it's the same values.
So one is praying and the other one is looking at them praying. That's a problem.
That's a problem. If one go to church and one don't, that's a problem. If one is saying I give God the glory and the other one don't, that's a problem.
Because you're going down.
Oh, my friend Kevin McIntosh. Oh, lots of love to you, my man. Oh, my man. One of the great guys, dancer, computer expert. So glad to see you. Now, I'm a jump. Hold on. Come here, Tom.
He's taping something.
It got loud. So we only got a few more minutes. Here's what I want to say. You can't be unequally yoked. What does that mean? If you take a oxen and you take a donkey, a jackass, and you put them together, they're gonna have. That's why you say unequally yoked. You're gonna have your lines that on your plow gonna be.
I can't quite see it.
If and a jackass. Well,
no. Make it clearer. Why don't you take a race horse and a donkey?
No. The reason why they say you have to understand it. When you're plowing, you take a oxen, okay, and if you have an oxen but you only got a donkey, you kick them together because you need that power. The lines are not going to, because the oxen's legs and the donkey's legs are not even. Oh, and it's going to be unequally yoked, and you're gonna have drama. Okay. But if you take an oxen and an oxen, or a donkey and a donkey, then you've got equal yoking. That's what it means to be unequally yoked.
Oh, you're so smart.
Did you see I have a doctorate degree now? Kevin McIntosh, you see I got a doctorate degree now. I went back to school, got my doctorate. I'm smart. Anyway, no, I'm just fooling. Folks, here's what I'm saying. Don't be unequally yoked. So 1, be friends. 2, communicate. 3, be equally yoked. And 4, make a decision. When I told you, okay, we got 1 minute. When you got married to me. You've been married before, right? What did I tell you? I said, you can get out this marriage. How do you get out of this marriage? You die. You die, you're good. Other than that, there ain't no getting out of this. We in it for the rest of our lives.
So you got to figure it out.
Got to figure it out. You work through it and you work it out. That's it. Our time is up. Look, go to jolleymarriage.com. Get 2 copies of the book or get the bundle. Do it today. Do it right now.
Thank you for joining us.
I got to finish telling where to go get it.
I'm sorry.
Go to your jolleymarriage.com. Watch the TED Talk at jolleymarriage.com and then order the 2 books or the bundle. If you want my new book, Rich is Good, Wealthy is Better, when you go to winwithwillie.com or just go to richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. richisgoodwealthyisbetter.com. You can order copies, the first edition copies. Those are only for people who are who watch us online, who are in our inner circle. And finally, listen to me on Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell, Monday through Fridays, 8:20 Eastern, 7:20 Central, and listen to my Sirius XM show, channel 141, tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 6 p.m. and again Thursday night at 6 p.m. Great interview this week with a guy who built $1 billion business from scratch. So he can tell you how he did it and how you can do it. That's our time. My time is up. We thank you for yours. Thank y'all for coming. We'll see you next week. God bless you.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you.